Archangel Michael states that in a world filled with shadows, the truth is frequently obscured in plain sight. Today, something inconceivable was captured on video, an event that should prompt everyone to pause and contemplate. When surveillance cameras operate, they sometimes disclose matters that are perhaps better left unsaid. However, there are instances when the hidden truths must be revealed, and today is one of those instances. This situation transcends mere crime or surveillance. It delves into something profoundly deeper. The footage recorded by the surveillance cameras showcased a scene that went unnoticed by most, save for the discerning eyes of those who were observing. As the cameras chronicled the unfolding events, it became evident that something remarkable was at work. What would you do if you witnessed something astonishing right in your own neighborhood? Would you simply look away, or would you pursue the truth, regardless of how difficult it might be to accept? This tale is not your typical account of events transpiring behind closed doors. What was uncovered extends beyond mere crime or accident. It taps into something far darker, potentially unsettling your very core. The images captured by police surveillance cameras have been disseminated globally, and now the world is watching. What did the footage actually reveal? Who is implicated, and why is it so alarming? Before delving deeper into this story, ensure you're seated, for the reality of what comes next is tough to digest. The surface footage is not merely shocking, it is a game changer. It unveils an unexpected twist and a sequence of events that was unforeseen. The police have initiated an investigation, yet numerous questions remain unanswered. One thing is certain: the neighbor's life next door will never be the same, nor will that of anyone who witnessed the unthinkable. Initially, the situation appeared trivial, even mundane, just another day in the neighborhood. But then, the cameras captured something anomalous, prompting the officers to hesitate. With each frame, the seriousness of the situation intensified, and a palpable sense of unease emerged. The hidden truth is now being laid bare, piece by piece, and those involved are beginning to grasp the ramifications. Archangel Michael reminds us that when confronted with such moments, we must recognize that the world is always in flux. What seems inconceivable can quickly become reality. These events have incited a storm of reactions, some filled with disbelief and others with fear. It's crucial to remain alert and conscious of our surroundings, as each step we take could lead us down an unexpected path, with every action creating a ripple effect. As you observe this unfolding scenario, ponder what you would do if you were the one witnessing this footage for the first time. How would you respond? What would your next move be? Would you share with others, or would you keep it to yourself? These inquiries are now faced by everyone who has viewed this surveillance footage. It's not merely a matter of curiosity. It involves responsibility and how we, as a society, address the unforeseen. The footage is not just something to view, it's something to comprehend. What's transpiring in that neighborhood is merely the surface of a much larger issue. Beneath appear layers of complexity waiting to be unveiled. As we learn more, we realize that the story encompasses far more than what was initially perceived. It's akin to peeling back the layers of a mystery that has been concealed for far too long. After all, we inhabit a world where everything connects, even if it's not always apparent. The aspects we overlook, the things we deem insignificant, often turn out to be the most critical. In the case of this surveillance footage, what was dismissed by many is now impossible to ignore. What was once a tranquil, peaceful neighborhood has transformed into the setting of a haunting revelation. As we delve deeper into the footage, we begin to notice patterns emerging. This isn't a singular event. It represents a culmination of actions that have been developing over time. Each detail in the footage contributes to a clearer depiction of the reality unfolding next door. The pressing question now is, how long have these occurrences been happening without anyone noticing? How many more secrets lie in wait, eager to be uncovered? Yet, what's even more chilling about this situation is that it's not just about what has happened, but also about what could unfold next. The revelations in the footage could act as a catalyst for even more significant events, and it's already causing ripples throughout the community. People are conversing, sharing their own experiences, and questioning if they too have observed something akin to this. The formerly quiet neighborhood is now buzzing with conjecture and concern. It's all too easy to perceive such incidents as rare occurrences distant from our lives. Yet, as demonstrated by this footage, the truth is often closer than we realize. The police are currently investigating what was caught on camera, but their findings might lead to even more questions. Could there be others implicated? Could there be additional layers to this narrative than anyone ever anticipated? Archangel Michael highlights the necessity of remaining vigilant and aware, for the truth is perpetually out there, awaiting discovery. In moments like this, when the veil is drawn back, we must be prepared to confront what lies ahead. It's a call to action, not merely to observe, but to understand, to seek justice, and to learn from what has transpired. We cannot afford to ignore the truth that stands before us. This is why it is so crucial to disseminate this narrative to ensure that others are aware of the events as they unfold. The greater the number of people informed, the better we can ensure that appropriate actions are taken. By spreading the news, we draw attention to a situation that warrants our focus. This is about more than just a neighbor. It encompasses all of us, our safety, and how we engage with the world around us. As we observe this story unfold, one thing becomes evident. Nothing is ever as it appears. What was initially perceived as a quiet moment next door has become a wake-up call for everyone. We can no longer afford to overlook the signs or turn a blind eye. We live in a world where the unexpected can happen at any time, and we must be prepared to confront it. Now, I invite you to take a moment and contemplate what you've just witnessed. Reflect on the implications of what was captured on camera and what it signifies for the world around us. If this can transpire in a quiet neighborhood, what does that imply for the rest of us? Are we genuinely aware of everything occurring right next door? As we move forward, let's keep in mind that this is merely the start. The surveillance footage is just the first step toward revealing a deeper truth. The investigation is still far from complete, and the journey toward understanding has only just begun. However, one thing remains clear. What has been disclosed is only the tip of the iceberg, and much more awaits discovery. Archangel Michael advises that as we seek the truth, we must do so with an open heart and mind. We must prepare to face the uncomfortable reality of what's happening around us. In times like these, we are called to be courageous, to unite and confront the unknown with bravery and resilience. Only then can we truly appreciate the significance of what has been uncovered. Archangel Michael asserts that moments like these are rare. What is unfolding now is more significant than most can imagine. In your own backyard, a high-profile investigation is underway, and the shocking truth is poised to come to light. As you observe this, ponder carefully. Are you part of it? Are you unknowingly involved in something that could alter everything? A major investigation is unfolding, and it's happening close to home. Police and federal authorities are meticulously examining the details, searching for answers that many were unaware existed. The stakes are high, and there is more at play than meets the eye. What exactly is transpiring, and how is it connected to you? Let's dive deep into the facts, because what's happening now will leave you astounded. This isn't an ordinary investigation. What's occurring is of such magnitude that it's shaking the foundations of what you believe to be true. As police and authorities close in on key suspects, the true nature of what's been taking place next door begins to surface. Archangel Michael warns that this is a wake-up call for all of us. We are all interconnected, and events like this remind us of how intricately our lives are entwined with the mysteries that encompass us. It began with a small clue, an insignificant piece of information at first, but as the investigation progressed, it became evident that something far more significant was underway. Authorities began to connect the evidence, slowly peeling back layers of deception. With each new detail, it became increasingly clear that this is no ordinary case. It's something far more complicated. This situation extends beyond a local issue. It poses potential ramifications for an entire community. Archangel Michael stresses that we must remain vigilant in observing the signs. Sometimes, the most unexpected occurrences can lead us down unanticipated paths. In this instance, the investigation didn't solely commence with law enforcement. It began with you, your actions, and the people around you. Unbeknownst to you, you may be linked to the unfolding events, and this narrative will challenge everything you believe you know. Ensure you're watching carefully, for this investigation is fraught with twists and turns. The individuals implicated are not merely ordinary citizens. They have connections that span across networks most of us never consider. As the investigation deepens, the stakes continue to escalate. Are you prepared to confront the truth, no matter how difficult it may be to accept? By the end of this inquiry, you will see how even the smallest choices can have far-reaching ramifications. The investigation has already yielded numerous shocking leads, each more illuminating than the last. As authorities persist in their pursuit of the truth, they have uncovered links to individuals who have been living under the radar for years. What they didn't anticipate was how rapidly everything began to unravel. As investigators close in, tension rises, and every piece of the puzzle reveals itself closer to your vicinity than you ever thought possible. Right now, you stand one step away from uncovering the truth. The investigation remains in its early phases, but the evidence gathered thus far speaks volumes. As authorities inch closer to those implicated, they realize just how expansive this case is. This isn't solely about one individual. It's a network of people who have remained hidden in plain sight. The truth is beginning to unfold, and it's more terrifying than anyone could have anticipated. Every individual involved is part of something greater, and you too may unwittingly be connected to this investigation. Archangel Michael emphasizes that this is not mere coincidence. What is transpiring around you stems from a far larger design, and you may be closer to the epicenter than you realize. At this juncture, you're likely wondering how all of this is interconnected. What might be the link between you and the investigation occurring nearby? The answer lies in the relationships and events that have been set in motion. Everything is interconnected in ways we cannot always perceive. What may appear to be an isolated incident is actually part of a larger, more intricate web. Authorities are working diligently to piece together this puzzle, but you may hold the key to unlocking the final aspect. As the investigation progresses, more details are surfacing. Individuals once deemed innocent are now being implicated in the case, and secrets meant to remain hidden are now coming to light. What began as a quiet inquiry is quickly transforming into something that everyone in the community is discussing. The alarming aspect is that this investigation is set to expose elements that will drastically alter your perception of everything surrounding you. Right now, this case is escalating beyond anyone's imagination. It's no longer about authorities merely striving to resolve a crime. It's about revealing a clandestine network that links numerous individuals, including those you might personally know. The connections are far-reaching and have gone unnoticed for so long, but now the truth is emerging. Archangel Michael announces that the time for silence has passed, and the world is about to be rocked by what is disclosed. If you believe this doesn't pertain to you, reconsider. You may be involved in ways you haven't anticipated. Often, the individuals we least suspect are the ones nearest to the core of the issue. As the investigation progresses, you'll begin to see how the pieces connect. The truth will become undeniable, and when it does, everything will transform. Archangel Michael emphasizes that we are all integral to this larger scheme, regardless of our awareness. Every event occurring around us is part of the puzzle, and right now, we are all called to observe the emergence of a greater truth. This inquiry is not merely about locating wrongdoers. It's about revealing something much more profound. As the truth unfolds, you'll see how intricately your life is linked to the current events. By this point, you may realize that the investigation is closer to home than you initially believed. It's not simply about outsiders. It concerns your surrounding community. You might recognize someone involved, or find that you are unwittingly connected to the events as they unfold. The truth will rise, and when it does, it will astonish you. You'll never perceive your surroundings in the same light again. Now, as we near the conclusion of this inquiry, everything is beginning to come apart. What began as a straightforward investigation has escalated into a full-scale operation. The authorities are honing in on those accountable, and the repercussions are extensive. The most astonishing part is that the truth is more potent than anyone ever anticipated. Archangel Michael asserts that when the truth finally emerges, we must be ready to meet it with bravery. We cannot flee from what occurs around us. We have to confront it directly. The investigation is nearing its end, and when the truth ultimately surfaces, it will be unlike anything you have ever encountered. Are you prepared for the truth? As you contemplate what has been unveiled, remember that often the most unexpected events happen right next door. This high-profile inquiry is merely the start of something far grander. The world as we know it is on the brink of transformation, and you've been part of it the entire time. Take a moment to recognize the significance of this moment, and remain watchful, for the truth is closer than you think. Archangel Michael declares that everything we believe we know is about to shift. Something has been uncovered right in your vicinity that will shake the foundations of everything you hold true. The ongoing investigation and the discoveries made by law enforcement are unprecedented. As the pieces of this shocking enigma connect, one thing becomes apparent. The reality around you is far different than it appears. The truth is much darker and is being revealed now. What started as a routine inquiry has morphed into something much more unsettling than anyone could have conceived. What looked like a simple case has escalated into a comprehensive police operation, attracting national attention. As law enforcement delves deeper into the evidence uncovered, elements that were meant to remain concealed, what's happening in your neighborhood has transformed from a quiet matter into a crisis everyone is discussing. The shock wave of what has been revealed is about to strike, and no one is ready for what comes next. The police did not expect this investigation to take such a turn. What they discovered was not just a crime scene, but something that raised alarms. As the investigation progressed, the pieces of a larger, more intricate puzzle began to align. Those once regarded as neighbors are now being interrogated, and the more the authorities uncover, the more troubling it becomes. There is no way back from this moment. What has been concealed for so long is now exposed. Archangel Michael asserts that there are moments in life when the truth emerges from the shadows, and we must be willing to confront it head-on. What the authorities have discovered exceeds all expectations. As the investigation proceeds, new details continue to unfold, and each reveals something even more shocking than the previous one. It is clear that more individuals are implicated in this than anyone imagined. The inquiry has begun to reveal connections between seemingly unrelated people. Once a serene and peaceful neighborhood, it is now at the epicenter of a frightening enigma. The more law enforcement uncovers, the more apparent it becomes that this situation transcends anyone's conception of possibility. Each new revelation is like peeling back layers of a hidden truth that no one was ready to perceive. You might find yourself wondering how such events could occur so close to home. The reality is that these kinds of situations are often nearer than we recognize. The police have unveiled a concealed network of individuals who have been operating beneath the radar for years. What began as a minor, isolated incident has escalated into a large-scale investigation with severe implications. As the inquiry continues, it becomes evident that this is not merely about one individual. It entails a much larger web of secrets that have been buried for too long. Archangel Michael states that when the truth is exposed, we must accept it with bravery. It's convenient to look away when the truth is uncomfortable, but what has emerged in your neighborhood demands attention. This is not just an isolated occurrence. It signifies that something larger is unfolding. As the police draw nearer to the core of this investigation, the ramifications for all involved will be far-reaching. What follows will alter everything. What the investigators have discovered is merely the beginning. More shocking revelations are certain to come forward as they persist in their inquiries. Individuals previously seen as innocent are now being associated with the case. And the more the authorities probe, the more disturbing the facts become. Each new piece of evidence brings them closer to the truth, along with the realization that nowhere is exempt from the fallout of this discovery. Currently, your neighborhood occupies the center of an inquiry that will yield lasting effects. The authorities are diligently working to connect the dots and reveal the full scope of what has been transpiring in your community. The truth is on the verge of being disclosed, and it is evident that many people are entangled in this situation. As the investigation deepens, the links between individuals, events, and concealed networks are becoming clearer. This is no accident. It is a meticulously arranged series of events that have been developing for years. You may believe you are secure and that this doesn't apply to you, but the truth is that you might be closer to the heart of this enigma than you assume. The individuals entangled in this inquiry are not outsiders. They are woven into the very fabric of your community. As the police persist in gathering evidence, the full magnitude of what has been occurring in your neighborhood will soon become apparent. It is time to confront the truth, and when it arrives, it will be unlike anything you've ever faced. The police are closing in on those accountable, but what they are uncovering goes beyond crime. It is about a system that has been functioning out of sight for far too long. The investigation is starting to reveal a dark underbelly many never suspected existed. As additional details surface, it becomes evident that the network of involved individuals is far more extensive than anyone had anticipated. The revelations are coming rapidly, and the impact is being felt throughout the entire community. Archangel Michael insists that this is the moment to remain resolute. The truth is approaching, and it will shake everything you know. You cannot disregard what is ongoing in your own backyard. As the investigation progresses, the implications will ripple far beyond the neighborhood, affecting everyone unwittingly connected to the events that have been uncovered. There is no returning from this revelation. It is hard to comprehend the extent of what is occurring, but the truth will soon be undeniable. What the police have discovered is merely the surface of the iceberg. The deeper they investigate, the more shocking facts will emerge. What once appeared to be a small, isolated issue has now escalated into a full-blown crisis, one that will transform everything for all involved. As the truth comes to light, there will be no evading the reality of what has transpired right under your nose. Right now, the investigation is in full throttle, and law enforcement is working tirelessly to uncover every detail. They are piecing together a web of secrets that has been carefully concealed for years. Each new revelation brings them closer to the heart of the mystery, and as they discover more, the truth becomes increasingly difficult to downplay. Those involved might have thought they could conceal their actions, but the moment has come for them to confront the consequences of their choices. Archangel Michael reminds us to remain alert. As the investigation progresses, more startling truths will be revealed, and we must be ready to confront them. The world you believed you understood is about to be turned upside down, and the truth holds more power than you could have ever imagined. What happens next will shape the future of your community and the lives of everyone involved. As the police uncover a growing body of evidence, the full extent of what's happening in your neighborhood will soon be disclosed. The repercussions for those involved will be extensive, and the investigation is merely starting. When everything is laid bare, you will have to face the reality of what has been going on right under your nose. The shock of it will leave you speechless, but there is no option to turn back now. The truth is on its way, and it will change everything. The investigation has unveiled something unfathomable, and as the details continue to unfold, the world as you know it will never be the same. It's time to confront the truth, no matter how challenging it may be. What follows will astonish you and alter the course of history. Type 333 in the comments to receive blessings of protection and clarity as the truth reveals itself. Stay vigilant, stay aware, and remember, the truth is coming, ready to shake your world. If you've watched this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep spreading the word, for the investigation is just beginning. The truth is emerging, and you won't want to miss what's next. Stay tuned, for the world will never be the same after this.